Hello. What GSM works for sewing pants for as a beginner? Well, you can start with quilting cotton. 140 GSM will work just fine. It's now see-through, and right now I'm wearing a pants that is made out of sewn using quilting cotton. All my pants that I sew with my pattern, I sew them using quilting cotton, so it's not see-through at all, and I like it. And that is 140 GSM. You can sew pants using 220 GSM as well, and I like to call those twill cotton. I use it for my kids and it's very well. For pants, I purchased some fabric from a website that it was in 2024 for school wardrobe, and I have not sewed them yet because I wanted to make sure I'm comfortable with the pattern, the pants pattern that I designed. And last year when I sewed back to school clothing for 2025-2026 for the kids, I was comfortable. You know, the pattern, when I sew the pants for them, I was comfortable with it to the point that I can cut into those fabrics, but I have not done it yet because I need to design pen pattern for my oldest daughter. That way when I'm cutting into those fabric, I can cut pieces for all three of the kids. And those pants I purchased a corduroy fabric and twill. So corduroy fabric on that website, they have from 100cc GSM to 295 GSM. But I think I purchased 11 wale corduroy fabric. I'm not entirely sure anymore. I have to check it because between that one and standard 9 wale corduroy, the 11 wale standard corduroy is 295 GSM, and the 9 wale is 290 GSM. So I don't know which one I purchased. I think it will be 11 one, but I'm not entirely sure, and I have not sewn it yet to see how easy it is for that to be sewn using a regular sewing machine. In addition to that, I purchased a twill fabric, and let's see if I have a note of that GSM somewhere here. So you can find twill between 156 GSM to 270 GSM. So I think that twill, I will be able to sew it since I have 220 GSM here. And I think this is a twill fabric as well, because some of them is a twill on it, and I don't know if this one says or not, but they are twill fabric. So, and I use it, I sew pants in it for them already. So I think that twill I will be able to, and they are Julian brush twill and Mason China twill. So Julian brush twill 156 GSM, and Mason China twill is 270 GSM. So I don't know which one I purchased, but so those will be to sew pants. So pretty much in my research, trying to figure out fabrics that, because I don't want to work with a wide range of fabric, I like to narrow it down, some fabric for tops, some fabric for pants. But in the meantime, I'm using quilting cotton for top and pants, and I'm using flannel as well for, like, my son. He likes the shirt that I sew him in flannel and pants that I saw him in flannel. It could be because, you know, back to school, fall, winter, those things are kind of soft on your skin, so he liked those more. So I used flannel for him as well. They work well for pants as well. And those flannel, we have them, I'm seeing here that they can range from 135 GSM to 170 GSM. And I have some thick one here, but I just don't know the GSM for it. And I have some that are a little bit lighter. Again, I don't know the GSM for it either, but I have not purchased it yet from those websites to, you know, that I can compare it to what I have and see if they are the same or which one is thicker. But I think the thicker it is, the softer it is as well, because this seems very soft compared to this one. Like it's a lot more brushed, soft fuzzy things on it than to this one. So, but yeah, and again, trying to narrow down my fabric choices. I would like to work with cotton, and I want some few choices for pants and skirts and few choices for tops as well. And what I can use for the pants, I can use it for jackets. So therefore, that's why I purchased some fabric. In the top video tops, I show the one that I purchased for tops. For the pants, they are obsessed, they are not here, but I have twill and I have corduroy that I purchased, and I like to give them a try to see which one I like better. So you have Denim, bold Denim for 340 GSM to sew pants with, but I just don't know how easy it is going to be for you to sew using your regular sewing machine with Denim. So for that reason, I will prefer to stay with you know, those fabric that will be structured enough to sew pants that will look dressy, you know, because I'm sewing my work wardrobe, that will look dressy, professional, but yet on the casual, comfortable, everyday wear side. And that way I just have those type of fabric that I can go to sew my things, not a wide variety necessarily. So those are the range that I will gear toward. If you are looking for the type of GSM you should be looking for to sew your pants. And in the past I did some search that classified fabrics, and they put medium heavyweight fabric to be between 230 GSM to 340 GSM, and then they put, you know, heavyweight GSM to be 340 GSM to 450. So chances are between 230 to 340 GSM, those will be good to make pants out of. But again, keep in mind that we have twill here for, you know, 156 GSM, and then we have another twill that is 270. So the 270 GSM twill will fall within that range, but not the 156 GSM. And we have the flannel that I said you can make pants out of, that is outside of that heavy duty weight, you know, range. And I'm sewing pants using quilting cotton 140 GSM, that is outside of that range of medium heavy weight as well, and it's just fine. So just keep in mind that they can have those ranges, but you can walk outside of those ranges safely as well. So I like to try, you know, those twill that I purchased to see if, you know, whether it's 156 GSM or 270 GSM, if they work well, dressy enough. for pants. And then the corduroy could be used to sew overall. Is it overall or jumper, that you can wear on, at that top, that will be long enough, or to sew jackets and to sew pants. So I bought those things since back to school. Again, school time can be from fall to end of spring. School time is around the coldest month of the year, at least for where we live. So using those fabric that can provide some warmth, that's I'm leaning more toward that as I'm sewing for the kids and myself as well. So if I can sew corduroy with my sewing machine without too much mess and twill, and I know I can sew flannel pants easily. I just didn't sew it for myself to see if it's dressy enough to wear to work. But when my kids wear it, you won't really know that it's made out of flannel though, unless you touch it, because again I'm using solid color for the paints, at least for him. So he just likes it because it's soft on his skin. But I like to sew, some cami sleeveless top out of flannel that I can wear under my blouses in summertime, because summertime the office can be on the very cold side, and I don't like to have winter jackets or winter coat with me in summer. I don't mind having it. It's just like taking it home, like walking, in the afternoon or evening when it's very hot outside, having those heavy things. That's why I would prefer to just wear layers that will keep me warm enough in the office, and I'll be comfortable in it. And who knows, maybe when I'm leaving the office I can take my blouse off and remain in my cami. I'm not entirely sure, but I should be able to be okay, with my layer just fine, if I don't have to have a heavy coat with me, but just a jacket that I can take off and hold as I'm walking home. But yeah, so those are the GSMs that you can keep in mind when you are looking for fabrics to sew your pants. But you don't have to do too much right now when you just start designing your own pants pattern and like to sample them. Use quilting cotton, and as you sew your pants, you wear it. If it's good enough to wear, that can be a part of your wardrobe. Once you are comfortable with that pattern, then you can sew it in the fabric you like to sew the pants in. Until then, just use quilting cotton. Is less expensive to work with, and I prefer to have color at the top and solid at the bottom, so that I can have multiple combination of outfits out of what I'm wearing. So for right now, my paint is green, and pretty much I tucked it in earlier, but I pulled it out because it's short. It can come out of the paint easily. But I think my paint is green, but I have how should I call it? I have monochromatic going on here. So I have all shade of greens, but that is, I can make multiple combinations out of those depending on what suits me. And sometimes I can have my long sleeve top, it can go with it. Some other times I could have my sleeveless top to go with it as well, and have a cardigan on top of it. And why not? I have this top that can go with it as well, and I can use the residual fabric to make a scrunchie. You know, you can see how different our tops can go with one pants. That way you can have a minimal wardrobe as you are picking your colors for your top and your pants, so that you know you don't have to think too much to put clothes on in the morning. Sometimes in the dark, because my husband is sleeping, I don't want to turn the light on. I can just keep my clothes in totes in the closet. I can just, and I have my tops on one layer, my pants on one layer. I can put my hand in. What I pull out from each side, I'm good to go iron them, and they are what I'm going to wear to the office. So that's how I pick my clothes in the morning, unless I'm looking for something specific. That is how I pick things. Just like this morning, put my hand in, I pull a pant out, and I pull the top out, and I said, I didn't wanted to wear this to begin with, but I said, wait a minute, well, it's a good combination. So because it's a newly made, I like to continue wearing the old ones, but I said, no, I'm just going to wear it. So it works well with it as well. So that is the way I'm designing my wardrobe. And so far I'm just using quilting cotton 140 GSM to sew my work pants. So thank you so much for watching. In case you are wondering, it is elastic, is elastic band all the way as well for the pants, and it's just fine. And straight leg pants, let me show you all the way down. It's all the way down. I like to call it straight leg, but I don't know, maybe because it's a little bit shaped, but it's wide enough. And right now I'm wearing a legging underneath it, but it's just my style. And in winter time it keeps me warm as well. But I think, you know, just having those undergarment, some people might call them sleep undergarments, can make the outer garment flow better on you. But you know, and easy to tuck in as well. Is elastic band all the way, so makes it easy for, you know, because I'm 48, and my waist can fluctuate. With elastic band, it's comfortable. I can tuck it in without problem, easily actually. And you know, and yeah, and I like it. So I'm the only one that knows that it's quilting cotton, so you'll be the only one that knows about yours as well. So thank you so much for watching. Sorry, we thank you very much for your time. Thank you for all